Hello everybody, welcome back to the Urban Rider Studio, where today I have some heated gloves with me from the company Merlin. We have the MERLIN Minworth II, which are an improvement on a great foundation from Merlin. And we also have the Curborough, which share the same functionality as the Minworth, almost identically, apart from the fact that they are a textile glove with a gaiter around your wrist. We will have a separate review of them if you want to check it out, but like I say, there'll be a decent amount of crossover between the two. I'm actually going to start this review by moaning just for a second. Indulge me, because the weather this year has been absolutely shocking. Changeable is the word I'd use to describe it. For all I know, we might be in for a heat wave in the winter. But if it's as cold as it is supposed to be in the winter, and as it feels like it's starting to be, heated gloves are my preferred option. We've actually put out, or will be putting out, a video about our favourite winter motorcycle gloves, which we have some heated options in there. I have to admit the Minworth weren't my pick on that occasion, just because I quite like the battery technology in the Revit Liberty, which I did mention, and Macna has Bluetooth connectivity so you can control it through an app. So they sort of have an edge in a way. But when it comes to heated motorcycle gloves, the technologies have been improving quite a lot over the years, and I think we've really reached a point where it's in a proper sweet spot, and the Minworth are a great example of that from Merlin. They have everything I would personally want from a heated pair of motorcycle gloves, and bear in mind, they're actually a little bit more affordable than the Revit Liberty. These come in at £230 as of the making of this video, as do the Curborough. And the Minworth are a leather heated motorcycle glove, which for heated gloves is less commonly found. So if you like that look, or you want that option in your gloves, then obviously you'll go this route. If you like textile gloves, then maybe you look at the Curborough or other options. The biggest improvement, in my opinion, is the fact that you now have a battery level indicator on the switch that you'll find at your wrist. It's only 4 different levels, but at least that gives you a rough idea of how much charge your batteries actually have left. Cosmetically, I appreciate the fact that this is more of a classic or vintage style. You've got some rib sections at your knuckles and at your fingers, but overall they're quite a clean looking leather glove. If you want something a little bit more technical looking, that's what the Curborough would be here for. As a pair of winter gloves in their own right, you have Thinsulate insulation on the inside. So they're actually padded reasonably well just for a pair of winter gloves, which I find to be quite crucial with my heated gloves. If they don't function as general purpose winter gloves before you get the battery and the actual active heating in there, then it can be a bit of a letdown actually. So these ones, even if you didn't have the battery in there, you're still going to have a decent pair of winter gloves. It's 280 grams to the back of your hand, 180 to your palm, and they're a kind of medium to heavy thickness as far as winter gloves go, but you have a decent amount of feel and flexibility in there as well. What I did with mine actually was go for a size up. Now the sizing on this is accurate, I can tell. This does feel really nice and comfortable. It's a large, and I generally wear a large, but I would be tempted to go for a slightly higher size, and that's what I do with most of my winter gloves in particular. I like a bit of extra room in there so it allows for a pocket of air as well. That's just how I like to wear them though. They use a goat leather construction for the most part, which, as I understand it, is more preferable for motorcycle gloves. And you've got D3O reinforcement at your knuckles for your armour, and D3O at your scaphoid protection as well. They use a Hypora waterproof membrane on the inside, so they are fully waterproof. The battery is a 2,200 milliamp hour battery, and that's generally what I expect from motorcycle heated gloves. It's what I've found more commonly used on others, and they look pretty similar to other batteries I've seen in the past as well. So you can connect it in the gauntlets just around your wrist, and there's enough room in there that it won't get in your way. And then you've got that zip pouch on there as well. They come with a dual charger with a USB fitment to the end, which is more usable than some of the chargers I've seen in the past, and that is handy. But if I can be picky just for a moment, in the Revit Liberty, and really they're the only ones I've seen actually do this, they use a micro USB connector, which is a little bit more universal, and it tends to be something you have. If I'm throwing out there my wish list for the future, as far as heated gloves and batteries go, it would be to have a USB-C connection, because I always have one of those somewhere accessible, so I don't have to remember to bring something with me. But this is still an improvement over other versions I've seen in the past, so I don't want to be overly critical of them on that front. The batteries have a 4.5-hour charge time, and they say even on their highest setting, they'll give you a battery life of 3.5 hours. That may vary depending on the exact conditions, but as a rough mark, that is still reasonably impressive, especially on the highest setting. So on the medium setting, they'll give you 4 hours, and on the lower setting, they'll give you 5 hours. To turn them on, you hold down the logo there on the switch, and it will go to the hottest setting first, then medium, then the lowest, and you can cycle through those, and then again to turn them back off, you just hold it down again. That actually is quite useful. Now, technically, I should definitely tell you that you should be pulled over stationary when you actually turn these on. It is the most safe to do that. I know that some of you, including myself in the past, will try and adjust this while you're actually on the go. So the fact that it goes straight to the hottest setting actually can be quite a useful thing. And I can tell you that is quite warm actually on the hottest setting. So with a lot of other gloves, I would say I generally hover between medium or highest, or even sometimes boost mode depending on the glove. And I tend to ignore the lower settings. But actually, even on the lower setting, that is quite good. I can feel that. And bear in mind, obviously, when you're on the move on the bike, that's not going to feel quite as warm because you're going to get a lot of wind chill there. When you're stationary in a studio, it's a very different scenario. But compared to other gloves I've tried, that definitely is on the warmer side, which is great to see. And in case you've never used anything like this in the past, they heat the back of your hand. That is the area that's most exposed. If you want to be really bougie, you can go for heated grips as well. And I've actually done that in the past. I had a bike with heated grips on it, and then I used heated gloves. And it was actually snowing at the time, so about as cold as I've ever ridden, and actually it helped an awful lot. But I do prefer gloves over heated grips, just because you can take them with you. They're not fitted to the bike. You don't have to worry about the glue failing and the grip slipping around or anything like that. It's just all included in what you have in the gloves. Really nice little improvements over the previous version. As I've said, they were a great foundation to start from anyway, but it's nice to see them not resting on their laurels. They're constantly looking to improve and innovate, and I have to say that's a great option if you want to keep your hands nice and warm over the winter. Let us know what you think of these in the comment section, and I'll see you soon. Bye.